So welcome to my allotment. It's the beginning of April and I'm going to give you what I consider my 5 top tips for the month of April. I do lots and lots of videos, but I realise there's an awful lot of content out there, and it's really important that if you're new or if you've been feeling overwhelmed, maybe you've not been very well or something, that you've just got certain things just to concentrate on. Now if you're not already subscribed to my channel, if you could please do so, because you'll get lots of helpful hints and tips all throughout the year from my home garden, my allotment and also my home kitchen. You can hear the birds singing really loudly. How lovely. That's a really nice thing when you come up here on a sunny day, the birds are chirping away. So my first top tip is to keep those weeds down. The more work you put in now, keeping those weeds down, it's going to really benefit you in the coming months because they won't get so out of control. There'll always be a challenge, you're never going to get rid of them, but at least you'll keep on top of them. So I've got a few weeds around here, around the rhubarb, around the artichokes. You know, the bird, even my bird is looking a little bit overgrown, you know, so get those weeds down, you know, come up here, and again, don't do everything all in one go, do a little bit, you know, and obviously if you've not got a composter, then obviously put all those weeds on your composter because they'll rot down, and then they'll obviously provide you with, you know, soil, you know, compost to put back on the ground again. So another top tip, if you've not already started doing it, is start to dig over your plot, ready for the things you're going to start planting. Now I've already dug over most of mine, but I still haven't done all of it. Now each bit that you dig over, unless you're going to plant straight into the ground, I would definitely recommend putting some ground cover down, because otherwise once it starts to warm up, which some days it already is quite warm, the weeds will grow so incredibly quickly you'll always wonder why you bothered putting the effort in the first place, you know. But it is really good to start getting those weeds out now and getting that allotment dug over now, because the ground is so much softer now. You know, if you leave it a few more months, when it starts to dry out, it's like concrete sometimes, especially if you've got a bit of a clayey soil like mine. So that's definitely my second top tip. My third top tip is consistency. You know, I see some people come up to the allotment, they spend hours, you know, all day here, you know, they nearly kill themselves in the process. And an allotment is to be enjoyed, not endured. You know, it's something that you know, not only feeds you but actually gives you some kind of, you know, enjoyment, you know, it makes you feel good about what you're doing. So I hardly ever spend long amounts of time up here. I spend an hour or so up here at a time, and sometimes I only have an hour window anyway, and it is literally a pit stop to come up here, get a few jobs done and then shoot off to what else I'm doing in my life. You know, I've got a business, I've got a son, you know, there's lots of things I like doing at home too. So I have set times when I come up here so that it's little and often, and consistency is definitely key with an allotment. So my fourth top tip, if you've not already got your potatoes and your onion sets in, definitely get them in this month. You know, apart from anything else, it's a real feeling of satisfaction to get your first few things in the ground to look forward to in the coming months, and they're an incredibly easy, you know, 2 items to get going. So if you've not already got them, don't procrastinate about all the different types there are. Just get yourself some potatoes, get them planted in the ground. Same with your onion sets, get them in. If you don't know how to do that, I've got some videos that you can watch to give you some hints and tips on that, and that will help you. It'd be great to know what everyone else is doing as well, any top tips you've got that really help you with your plot. I know those are mine, but I'd love to hear the top tips of other people, which helps them have a better yield for the coming months. My fifth top tip is, if you've not started any seeds off yet, now's a really good time to be starting some seeds off. It's definitely not too late. There's plenty of things you can be doing now, things like French beans, courgettes, pumpkin squashes, cucumbers. You could even get some tomatoes in. It's a bit last knocking starting tomatoes off in April, but you can do. So that's something you can do. I've also got a video on that which you can watch if you're not sure about what you can sow in April. And also there's videos on how to sow as well if you're not sure how to do that either. Bonus tip, my surprise tip for you, is also talk to people. You know, don't, you know, YouTube, the TV, books are absolutely marvellous, and I use all of those resources. But one of the best things I've ever done is talk to the people around you. You're on an allotment, you are surrounded by people that have been doing it for years and years and years, and most of them want to share their tips with you, and not just talking to them, looking what other people are doing as well, because that gives you inspiration. You know, sometimes you can watch a video or read a book, but sometimes practically seeing how people have put some of their structures up, you know, to trail their beans up, or how they're covering their fruit and vegetables. I've got a lot of my ideas just from learning from the people around me and talking to the people around me, and it's quite a nice social thing to do, to get to know the people on your plot as well, and you'll find that you'll all help each other. It's not the first time I've come up onto my allotment and I've not got a trowel, can't find my watering can, or whatever, a whole host of things, and quite often someone else will share something with you, or you might swap plants with them throughout the year and help and support each other. Like I say, it's something to be enjoyed and not endured, an allotment. So I do really hope that my top tips have inspired you to start on your allotment, and I'd love to know what you're doing at the moment and any top tips you've got that you think might be useful for other people to hear.